Assalamualaikum and hello. I'm recording this video for chapter 9 FOC session. So chapter 9 is about file system interface, and in this chapter it is basically about file concept, access methods, disk and directory structure, and also the protection. I'm not going to explain in details slide by slide because most of contents in this chapter are theoretical based. So my approach is to guide you for every slide what you have to study, what you have to emphasize. Alright, so let us start with the file concept. So this slide is about file concept. Okay, so you can read about the definition of file concept. Okay, the types of file here. Then this is about file attributes. Okay, so you actually can find out about the file attributes. For example, if you right click on your file and go to properties. Okay, for example here, this is for a Mac OS platform where you can find the file properties or file attributes. So these are about file operations. I believe you have or you are familiar with these 6 basic operations of file. This is about the file types, the name, okay, the type, the extension, and the function. Alright, now this slide and next slides about the allocation methods or file organization. So it refers to how file is organized. So there are 3 major methods of allocating this space. So you need to know these 3 major methods: contiguous, linked, and indexed. And it is important for you to understand how of these methods works. So you need to know the difference between these 3 methods. Now start with contiguous allocation, where each file occupies set of contiguous blocks. So here is the logical view of how it works, right? I believe you can read each of the details here. So let us see the example. So contiguous allocation of a file is defined by the disk address and length in block units of the first block. Now, for example, let's see file count. It starts at block 0 and the length of block is 2. So here, as you can see, file count, right, starts at block 0 and the length is 2 blocks. So it occupies block 0 and block 1. Now let's see another example. Let's say file list. So file list starts at block 28 and the length is 4. Okay, so let us see here. For file list, start at block 28 and the length is 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the length is 4 blocks. Now, linked allocation, the second method. Unlike the contiguous, for linked, each file is a linked list of this block, and the blocks can be scattered anywhere on the disk. Right, now let us see. Here the example is file zip. So zip is a file of 5 blocks and start at block 9 and continue at block 16, then block 1, then block 10, and finally block 25. So Let us see the logical view for file zip. It starts at block 9. Here, block 9. Okay. Then continue block 16, block 1, block 10, and finally block 25. So in linked allocation, right, each block contains pointer to next block, right? That is what you need to remember for linked allocation. Now, next method is indexed allocation. For index allocation, it allows direct access of records by bringing together all the pointers linking every extent of that file. So here, each file has its own index block of pointers to its data block. Now, let us see. This is the example of index allocation. So here the file zip. Index block is 19. This is the index block. Block 19 here. And in the block 19, it consists of index list. This is the index list. So as you can see here, starts from block 19, it can point to block 9, okay, block 16, and so on. Okay, so this is how file is organized for indexed allocation method. Right, so for the advantages and disadvantages for each of the method, I hope you can read and understand by yourself. I don't think it's difficult for you to understand, right? It's pretty straightforward.